Hello and welcome back to Strip to the Soul. This podcast, we explore the transformative journey of inner work, self-love, and just the power of being a woman in today's world. My name is Jade, if we don't know each other already, and I'm so grateful to have you with me here today. And so today I wanted to talk about reclaiming your power and stepping into your full potential. Most likely as a woman, if you are listening to this as a woman, and I can only speak from being a woman myself. However, I do feel that knowing your power and knowing your worth is one of the most transformative things you can do for your growth, for knowing yourself as a person. And I feel as we grow older, we start to learn more about ourselves, but it also requires us to really see that within ourselves and really own it and embody it. Because we can become disconnected from our true potential when we start putting others' needs before our own, or we doubt ourselves and our abilities maybe. But today I wanted to remind you that your power is always within you, and we are going to reclaim it. It's time for you to step into your full potential if you haven't already. And I always make these podcasts for something that I've gone through or I've journeyed through, so I can speak from a place of wisdom or just the lessons that I've gone through. But it's a really great reminder, because I feel we often forget, and it's like I think about like a circle, right? And sometimes you go down and you go through something hard, and then you find your power and you come back up again. So if you've been feeling small or stuck or unsure of yourself, this is definitely the episode for you today. We're going to kind of explore what it means to reclaim your personal power, and almost how to identify when you've been giving your power away, because we can do this in jobs and relationships, especially romantic, when you're not feeling like you're being your full self, because potentially you're afraid of losing someone, or you're shrinking yourself in a relationship. Even subconsciously, you don't realize you're doing it because you're trying to please that person, or maybe in a job situation with a boss, for example. I personally went through this. I was in a job in an office, and I was honestly a little bit afraid of my boss, and I found myself getting more and more quiet and less like myself, and I was almost losing my magic. And it was a good reminder when I was able to step away and reflect on this. And sometimes we come out of relationships and realize how much we've shrunk ourselves or lost ourselves in a relationship, or in an environment that's just not serving you. So what I want to talk about is how we can tap into that inner strength, and how to start living as the woman you were always meant to be. So firstly, what does it mean to reclaim your power? Before I can talk about how to reclaim your power, it's important to first understand what that really means, and also what it means to you. I believe your personal power is the ability to make choices, to shape your own life, and to take responsibility for your happiness and well-being. Why I say take responsibility is because you have to take ownership of your life and not blame others for your situations or circumstances. It's really knowing that you have that power within you to make a choice, make a change, know who you are, and listen to your intuition as this almost power within you to guide you where you're meant to be, and being able to listen to that voice inside of you, that personal power to help direct you and guide you if you do feel lost. It's that inner voice that tells you when to speak, tells you when to make that choice, make that change. And so, it's about standing in your truth and owning your worth, and confidently going after what you want in life, and being the one that decides that for you. And it's hard, because I've definitely at times felt like I'm tired of being the one who always has to help myself or take care of myself. Sometimes as the woman, it can feel exhausting, and you do almost want that masculine there, but that masculine is meant to be there as a support to you, to help you, be that best version of yourself. There's no one coming to save you, unfortunately. And if someone did come and save you, it would almost take away that inner power. So it's reframing how you view that kind of responsibility of taking care of yourself and being the one who has to go after what you want in life. Because, for example, if I want to have a successful podcast, I have to be the one to do it. If I want to write a book, I have to be the one to write it. Of course, someone else can do it for me, but then it's not me, it's not my essence, and it's not my magic. And we all have our own gift and magic within us. And I think that's what makes us all so special. So reclaiming your power means stepping into the fullness of who you are and your strengths and passions, and also your flaws as well, because we all have flaws. I talked about it in 2 episodes ago, just, how we're not perfect, and it's almost how beautiful it is to be imperfect. But your power is you saying, I am worthy of the life I desire and I am capable of creating it. And there's always a catch, right? We give our power away in subtle ways without even realizing it. And I can definitely say I've done this. We let external factors and other people's opinions, societal expectations, and even our own self-doubt dictate how we live and who we are. I've let my self-doubt stop me from going after certain things or continuing with things such as my YouTube channel, showing up on social media, also just other people's opinions on what I should do. I let influence me rather than trusting myself. And as a result of this, it might not have been the right thing. Whereas when we can tune into our own inner voice, our own wisdom, our intuition, we are able to make the choice that's right for us. And only you know the decision that's right for you. Like, that is your power, not outsourcing it to anyone else. Of course, we can get people's opinions, but at the end of the day, our choice and our belief should come first for ourselves. And so reclaiming your power is about almost shifting that narrative and recognizing that you are the person who gets to define your worth and the potential that is within you. Like, who is someone else to say what your potential is? I remember when I was in high school, like, you would have teachers tell you what your potential is or what sort of grade you should get or whatever it is. If you actually think about it from a young age, you're kind of told what you should do, who should be, what your max is, and we are capable of anything that we want if we set our minds to it and we know within us that we can go and we can achieve that. I love the quote, if someone can, why not you? And it's so true, because only you know what you want to go after. And when you really truly desire something, like, nothing can stop you when it's like a burning desire within you. So talking about, firstly, giving your power away, I think this is a big one. And this is the one I really want to touch on. I feel we give our power away unconsciously and in a way that maybe necessarily we don't see as harmful at first. But I want to break down some common ways like we can unintentionally be letting go of our personal power, because I have gone through this and I can recognize now how, and there's such common things, but the more awareness we have, the more we bring the unconscious into the conscious. So the first one is people pleasing. As women, we are often, we desire to be kind and caring and nice, and we tend to put other people's needs before our own. And while I think it's beautiful and compassion is important, people pleasing can lead us to giving away our time and energy and even our sense of self. I personally just, I've always just want to love people, and I want to be loved in return in a really soft kind of loving way. But at the same time, if we're putting someone's needs before our own and it's not reciprocal, this will drain our energy. It drains our life force energy. And this is what it does. It takes away your personal power when we're constantly trying to meet everyone else's expectations or make sure everyone else is happy. And then as a result of it, we neglect our own needs and our own desires. It's different if you're doing these things for someone and it's being returned, or you're doing something as a selfless act, but you don't feel like it's draining to you, or you're not sacrificing time or energy that's important for you. I think it's beautiful to be selfless at times and giving and volunteer and all of that. I'm not saying that, but if it's at the expense of yourself, it's like, I feel you should fill up your own cup so much that it overpours into others, right? Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So this is the first one. Make sure you're doing it from a place of genuine just desire to do it because you want to, and not because you feel like you need to do something because someone will love you more or because someone won't be happy with you, because this is how we get our energy drained. Another thing is seeking external validation. This comes down to, that worthiness. And I speak about this a lot, but we give away our power by relying too heavily on external validation. When we look to others, friends, family, social media, whatever it is, to tell us that we are enough, we are handing over our power to them. We put our worth in someone else's hands, which is so draining. I went through this and it's so disempowering, because once you realize this, you'll see that true power comes from within and not from others for approval. But it was one of the reasons I really struggled with social media, because I didn't consciously realize it at the time, but I was choosing things in my life that was seeking external validation, like putting up posts and wanting and needing people to like them to make me feel like the post was successful or the video was successful on YouTube, or entering bodybuilding competitions to be judged. And as much as I loved creating the videos and loved making the posts and loved the community on social media and also love, the competition side of things, at the end of the day, you were still giving away your power to someone else. If you have, if it has like a chokehold on you, if it's important for you, that thing does well, even if it's, to do with you and work, and it's a project that you've done, or with a relationship, like constantly making sure that your partner like is approving of you, like all of these things. It's like we don't think that we are enough, and so we need someone else to almost like tell us that we are. And I had to go on a big, deep sort of self-love journey to know that I am enough just as I am, the way I am, and I don't need to do anything, and I can put something out into the world like a podcast episode or whatever it is, and not need to be successful in order for me to feel good about something, because like I said, that true power comes from within, and just knowing that we are enough as we are, and someone else thinking that we're great, or someone thinking that something is good, is wonderful, but it doesn't define you. The third thing I would say is the fear of judgment, right? This is when we shrink ourselves. We don't speak our truth. We don't use our voice. We don't say the thing that we want to say. We don't feel confident, and we don't get on the dance floor and dance. We have this voice in our head that worries about how we're perceived by others. And when we let this fear of judgment stop us from speaking our truth, pursuing our dreams, or standing up for ourselves, this for me is like the ultimate way we give away our personal power. And fear can be a powerful force. Fear is the thing that really can stop us being who we are meant to be, but it doesn't have to control us. And I've let the fear of, being heard stopped me from saying my truth at times, because I, was afraid of what someone was going to say. Or I've, had times where maybe I received, negativity online, and then I had this fear of judgment from people of, I don't want the negative comments anymore. I don't want people calling me fat or calling me ugly or whatever it was that I received. And at the end of the day, we shouldn't care about what other people think. It's like all that matters is we know who we are, and you have to see that someone else's opinion on you isn't actually your truth. It's just their opinion and their truth. And if they want to believe that, that's okay, but it's absolutely nothing to do with you, and it shouldn't be the thing that stops you. Because people with successful, social media accounts or businesses especially will say this. It's like, first people asked what they were doing or why they were doing it, and then next they asked how they're doing it, right? CEOs will say this all the time. People will judge them. They'll say they're crazy, like they're stupid, all of the things. Maybe you've left your corporate job to travel the world or be an entrepreneur online, whatever it is, and people think you're crazy, like you shouldn't be doing that. I had it, once when I was breaking up with someone, and I was really questioning myself and the judgment, and people were like, are you sure that's the right decision? But at the end of the day, you know what's true for you. And if you have a dream in your heart, for that business, like you can't let the fear stop you from going after. And even if you fail, quote unquote fail, it's not really a failure, because you've learned something through it. You've grown through it. Like you would have developed new skills. And even if you took a loss, you lose a relationship, you lose the company, whatever it is, you lose some money. At the end of the day, you still gain something. And that's the reframing of your outlook on life. But first, before you even get to that point of being able to reframe your outlook or your perspective, you actually have to get over the fear of doing the thing, and then you actually have to really not care about what other people think and the fear of judgment, because that's the first step. If you are people pleasing, not being yourself, not doing something because you think people are going to judge you, like, you're never going to do the thing. So that's the thing that you first have to get over, is that fear of judgment. And then also, it's not always about projecting on the fear of judgment from other people. It's kind of the judgment that we have on ourselves. And this is my final point with the steps that we have to take, really, to stop, relinquishing our personal power. And this self-doubt and negative self-talk is one of the biggest ways we give away our power. When we are the inner critic, it's the voice that's in our head that says you're not good enough. Maybe it's no one else around you saying that you're not good enough. It's you. You're the one that's saying it. Like, who do you think you are to do that? Or you're not qualified enough, or you don't know enough, or someone else is better than you. We actually disempower ourselves when we let our own limiting beliefs dictate our actions and hold us back from reaching our true potential. So sometimes we can't even point the finger. If you've got one finger pointing forward, you've got three pointing back at you. So it's always look at yourself first and not putting the blame onto other people. Really looking at yourself, checking yourself, and you're like, no, okay, like, I believe in myself. Now I'm going to not let care what others think, okay? I'm not going to people please. I'm going to go after what I want. I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to, speak my truth. I'm going to say it with my chest. Once we do this, this is us stepping into our true potential. And this is like the reclamation of our power. So why is it important to reclaim our power? What are the benefits? Especially, I feel, as a woman, because in society, we have shrunk ourselves, literally. And, I feel passionate about this because I'm known as this strong woman. I do take up space. I do use my voice. I'm the person that's not afraid to say something, but had to really learn and develop it as a skill. And ultimately, it's that empowerment. It's that power within you. When you take control of your life, you're no longer letting your circumstances or other people's opinions dictate your decisions. You start to trust yourself and your intuition, and you make the choices that align with your values and your desires. And this leads to a sense of empowerment where you do feel strong and capable and in charge of your own destiny. I wouldn't have moved to Bali. I wouldn't have started a YouTube channel. I had to be the one to believe in that and really know that within myself, and know that I had the power within to make it happen. And I had the strength to overcome the hard days, and I had also the strength to not listen to people around me, right? It was that confidence. And so reclaiming your power builds your confidence, and when you begin to make decisions from a place of self-trust and inner strength, you're proving to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws at you. It's almost like you have to rewire your brain sometimes, or prove it to yourself and show yourself through actions and trial and errors sometimes that no matter what, you can figure it out. There's so many times where I'm like, no, I'm not going to be able to get through this. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get through it. And I do. And I prove this to myself. And this confidence allows you to step out of your comfort zone and pursue your dreams, without hesitation. You just go for it. And it shows other people that they can be confident too. I think this is one of the most incredible things. When you are being confident and it's really true, this ripples out around you. And people also feel inspired, like other women especially feel inspired to feel confident as well. I know this through the gym and through training, and this is why I loved it, like being a fitness coach, because I was truly inspiring people to feel strong, to be confident, to take up space, to believe in themselves. And fitness was just almost this mirror to the whole world, right? That, if you believe in yourself, you can develop skills, you can get stronger, you can be more confident, and you begin to live more authentically. You stop pretending to be someone you're not, and you stop trying to meet external standards of success and beauty. Instead, you begin to embrace who you are, the imperfections that I spoke about on that episode, strength, and everything in between. This Authenticity, I believe, attracts the right people and opportunity into your life, and it helps you build a deeper, more meaningful relationship, not only with others, but also with yourself. And if you are truly, authentic, people are going to gravitate towards you, and the right people, because you're not trying to pretend to be someone you're not. If you're pretending to be someone you're not and living up to this ego, you're going to attract people who are going to meet you there. It's all energy, baby. So it's kind of like you need to be the realest version of yourself to attract in those people. Like, you are what you attract. And so that's why sometimes we attract people in to learn certain lessons, because we still have that within us that we need to learn. And so when you do these things, I believe this is true freedom, and everyone is chasing freedom. Men, women, we're all chasing it in our own kind of way. But reclaiming your power is the true freedom that we are all seeking. When you stop living in accordance to other people's rules and expectations in society, right? You create space for your own desires and your goals, and you're free to define success on your own terms. And that freedom is incredibly empowering, because success might not mean money to you. It might be living abroad by yourself. It might be leaving the toxic relationship. Whatever it is for you, success can be different. But when you truly feel like you're free from those chokeholds in your life, that's when you're really going to be able to feel empowered and feel like the most strong, confident, authentic version of yourself, like all those little things that I spoke about. It does require a lot of inner work, and that's why it is important to look inwards and go on these journeys within ourselves, and almost, like I said, peel back those layers and, strip back the layers to your soul. It's the way we truly get to know ourselves on the most deep soul level. And it is this journey of life and this lifelong, mission we go on to be the best version of ourselves and really get to know ourselves. And once we do, this is when you can start taking ownership of your life, setting clear boundaries, because boundaries are a form of respect. They protect your energy and your time so that you don't become a people pleaser. But yeah, this is an act of self-love, reclaiming your power, setting boundaries, trusting your intuition, listening to that inner voice. And the more you trust yourself, the more you're going to feel confident in yourself, because you know yourself. Like, you've peeled back those layers. You've got to know yourself. You know where your flaws are. You know how to work on them. And this is how you truly feel empowered, because you're not allowing something to dictate your life. So reclaiming your power, it does require action. It's not just enough to think about what you want. You do have to take the steps towards your goals, even if they're small. You do have to look inwards, like that accountability that I said. But you have to trust that you're capable of it. You are strong enough to overcome anything that life throws at you, anything that it's already thrown at you. You can move through it and move past it, and you can create the life that you really want by just making that decision each and every day to get to know yourself, to listen to your heart, listen to your gut, and go after what you want. Because the more action you take, the more confidence and power that will grow within. So as you begin to reclaim it, you're going to notice something. I noticed it, right? You're going to start to feel proud of the woman that you are. You're going to have this feeling, I know it now to be true, like this is who I was always meant to be. And this is a woman that knows her worth. It's a woman who trusts her intuition, a woman who embraces her strength and her flaws and her authentic self. It's not about being this polished, finished version of herself. It's almost reclaiming all the things that we viewed negatively about ourselves and seeing it as, the beauty and the power in our journey, the journey of self-discovery and growth and transformation. But like I said right at the beginning, you already have everything you need within you to get there, because you are powerful and capable and so worthy of it all. But it's up to you to believe that first. And once you do, you are going to be truly unstoppable. And I mean that. And we all need the reminder sometimes. Me too. It's why I make these episodes. And sometimes I have to listen to them back and remember, because I might have a fear of showing up on YouTube again, or a fear of starting the business, or whatever it is. So just know I'm on this journey with you. I hope you've taken something from this podcast episode today. And that it ignites a spark within you to just, believe in yourself a little bit more, to set that boundary, to not people please, and to believe in yourself, because you are worthy of every good thing that comes your way, and the power is yours to claim. So thank you so much for listening. I'd love if you subscribed, gave the podcast a little review, share it with a friend. It really makes me happy. It makes me inspired to keep on showing up in the best ways. So until next time, keep trusting yourself, keep stepping into your power. You've got this. We all do. Bye.